2016. In 2017, he then ended up champions again. And last year, he lost at the finals. I think the only more prolific player we have in the history of US Open T20 is Shazan Baba out of Trinidad and Tobago. He has actually won 5 titles. He's in the semifinals as well. Semifinal number 2 is when the Multan Sultans come up against the Atlanta Fires, and Shazan Baba is on that team. So Danny Khan has the coin, and he is going to pass it on to Amit. Najaf calls heads.
Head is the winner.
And it's heads. So Najaf, if I can just get a quick word with you. Chairman Qureshi is checking it. You know, he's a man checks everything.
Yeah, so we decided to bowl first basically.
And obviously that has to do with the weather around.
Yes, weather, because a lot of rain last night and pitch was covered. So it looked like little bit dampness in the pitch, and we will try to use that dampness as well.
Tell me about the dynamics now of a 10-over match. You were thinking 20, it's now 10. You have to change your thinking.
Yes, 10 hours is a shorter game, so you have to make plans according to 10 hours. So I will say, in T20 hours, if you look like 180, in 10 hours you think like 110 is a good total. So yeah, it's changed actually.
Well, you're on top in terms of the successful players who have played at the US Open T20. Tell us a bit about the US Open T20.
As I said earlier, this is one of the best tournament in USA I have played basically, and I am playing this tournament from last 6-7 years, and every time when I come to play this tournament, I enjoy this tournament really much.
Thanks a lot, Najaf, and all the best.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Of course, if Amit could just come across, well, Amit, you're going to bat first.
Yeah. Yeah, the cricket, he win the toss, but always I'm say, who gonna play good cricket, he's gonna win.
Tell me a bit about this is your first time here at the US Open. Is it something that you're going to come back to?
No, definitely it's a very good tournament, and I'm really enjoyed. Again, thank you very much, Mac. Give us an opportunity. We come here and play a wonderful tournament, I'm really enjoyed.
We want to wish you all the best as you head towards the final.
Thank you, sir.
So the news from pitch side is that Najaf Shah, he has won the toss for the Somerset Cavaliers, and they're going to bowl first. Mohammad Qureshi, and of course we are all here today because of him. This is the 11th edition of the US Open, and he has made it possible for all of us to come and experience it, to grow. We grow not only as players, we grow as administrators, as media men, cameramen. Everyone benefits, and everyone have been benefiting over the last 11 years or so. But this year it's a unique situation where he has now forged a relationship with the Multan Sultans out of Pakistan. They play in the PSL. And this is why his team, the tournament team, led by, of course, Sofian Kamah, that's the US All-Stars. They now forged a relationship with Multan, and they're here. But that could not have happened without the blessings of Mohammad Qureshi. Mark, tell us about that association.
Multan Sultan is playing on the PSL, and they reach out and they want to be grown up the cricket in America, bring the new talent, which is we had it in US All-Star. I says good combination if we can take US All-Star and Multan Sultan combined together, and they work as a teams and see the grown up new talent. They can fly in Multan Sultan in US Open, and then US All-Star fly out to the play PSL, some warm-up game, 2 or 3 game. They will be giving good boost for the youngster and the upcoming players, which is surprises we had it and combined, and that's very successful so far we've seen. And the Ali Tareen, who brought the team from Multan Sultan, 6 players, upcoming player for the Multan Sultan, and then 7 players from the US All-Star, they coming and playing together, and chemistry and physics together, combined it, and it's giving performance. And then we will choose good top players from the US Open to take the teams to travel on 8th or 9th February to Pakistan and play in PSL, a warm-up game.
Well, I like that. First time I've heard it, but I like it. Not only chemistry between the players, but physics as well, because you must have proper physics in place to actually play cricket. In an interview just moments ago with Ali Tareen, he said he'll be very disappointed with CCUSA and yourself if you don't invite him here with this association every year.
Yeah. He's a part of agreement, and we like to have the boosted. We won't build it like business trade agreement kind of things. We will take number of the players, which is upcoming players for the USA and North America actually, and then taken Pakistan, and Pakistan they bring him here, and it will give you best boost from Pakistan, because Pakistan need to be open international skills. Pakistan need to be more international. Go visit them. So this is the great, and they guarantee us the security. Best security will have it, and they will gonna see in a worldwide, see that Pakistan is a secure country. There were international players coming up to play. It's open door for the Pakistan, and this is a good thing for the Pakistan PC boards and also PSL. So more international players gonna be coming very comfortably to come to play in Pakistan.
Well, what Ali Tareen was also saying is that those players who impress on that tour that Mark is speaking about that goes to Pakistan, there's an opportunity for them to be, selected by even the teams in Pakistan, even the Pakistan national team, because most of these guys would have had Pakistani heritage. Now, also, they can get into the franchise team. It makes it better for U.S. cricket because of the experience gained.
Yeah, that's our goal. Is US Open a very open tournament, which is we've been doing the last 11 years. This is 11th edition, and that's our goal, is bring all the local players, international players, and national players, bring them to play together. So now we find the talent, and like Ali Khan, Jashkaran, Zishan Qureshi, and all these players came from the US because they play the big cricket. And we want to give them to the CPL some of the players, PSL some of the players, which is with the playing from here, and GT20, IPL. That's our goal, is groom up the players, youngsters, and have the future and talents. Anybody can come and play in US Open and give them the performance, light out themselves, and play one of the league, and that's the future for them. Every one of them in the worldwide. We have so many teams, so many players registered coming down here playing this year, 11th edition US Open.
Well, he has actually named 3 players. Now, there are a number of international players who are on the Multan Sultan US All-Stars arrangement, but he had special mention for 3 players this morning. One is the captain, Zishan Qureshi. He said that he is very impressed with his batting, his bowling, and also his leadership. He also mentioned Ali Khan, and also the big hitter from Canada, Rizwan Chima. Your thoughts on those 3 players?
And Jashkaran Malhotra, and then we have a number of other players. Saad Zafar, they've been playing, and they had in USA is Xavier Marshall, they're playing, and Stephen Taylor. All they have opportunity. All the players and USA team is playing currently internationally, going skill. All they play in US Open. That's why they find out this mystery been find out from the US Open for worldwide. A lot of them young players coming out.
Amazing, amazing indeed. It took the US Open to expose talent to Pakistan for the US national team. I want to thank Mr. Qureshi for joining us, and we're going to keep him at the stadium for the entire day. So off and on, he'll be coming for different interviews. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Vinod.
Pleasant good morning to all our viewers who are watching from around the world on Mac TV. So today we are here to bring you cricket, lovely cricket, and with me in the commentary box is no other than Lenny Archibar, and we'll be giving you the best cricket, best commentary right here in Fort Lauderdale at the Broward Stadium. So today we're going to start our morning off with the Houston Stars, who is going to be batting, and then we have the Cavaliers that's bowling, and it's going to be a T10 today. Yeah, so it'll be a T10 affair. So we'll be having 2 semifinals, and then we'll move on into the finals. So let's see which 2 teams will advance. So good morning, Lenny. How are you doing?
Yeah, thank you, Ian Thomas. So the long-awaited semi-final will finally get on the way. With the news, Cavaliers have won the toss, and they've elected to bowl first. We saw them bat in the stadium last night, posted a good score. Might have been disappointed that the game has been abandoned, but that's the way it was, really weather-related. So it's a complete new game. So different strategy. Of course, it's 10 overs, different conditions, and of course the dynamics is that Cavaliers will be bowling first. So Chandrapal Hemraj, I think, has been given the ball, and he comes in, and that's the first ball driven straight up towards back to the bowler, and there is no run. So Adil Saeed, one of the openers, and Ramesh Raja Jr. at the other end. A couple of good balls here from Chandrapal Hemraj. He's a known leg spinner in franchise cricket, having bowled for the Guyana Amazon Warriors in the recently concluded CPL. Oh, that's a big shot. Good lofty shot here from Adil. And he starts off his scoring with a huge 6, and that's a good-looking shot from Adil's side, Ian Thomas.
Yes, pretty good shot there. Over mid-off for 6 runs, We've seen where Chandapal bowled 2 very good ball, 2 dot balls, but Adil would not be tamed. So you can see he just executed a marvelous shot for 6 runs. So good start to the game.
Yeah, that's a good shot from Adil. Picked it up well. Of course, the leg spinner is going to be like an off spinner to him. So into the swing zone. And he's trying to pull into the onside. We'll get a single. So a semi-final game on top here. Somerset Cavaliers looking to go into another final. And if they do today, Ian Thomas, it'll be the 3rd time that the Somerset Cavaliers have made it to the last 2. On the other hand, Houston Stars will be hoping that they can taste some bit of success. And we haven't seen a team from Houston for a long time, since Smart Choice won several years ago into the final of a U.S. Open.
Yes, so I know they'll be giving their best performance here today because they know they're up against a very, very well-balanced team in the Somerset Cavaliers. We have seen them bat, we have seen them bowl, and they're a total team that is completed in their batting and in their bowling. So, they have to be on their A game this morning. So, Houston Star, have a game on today.
So heavy overcast conditions here for those around the world and watching the telecast. I think the ground crew did well to get matches where it is, and so a lot of work has gone into getting this semi-final, and the delay is certainly caused by the weather. So that's the end of over number 1, 9 on the board. Take a look at the last ball here. Good ball. And a sort of like a big appeal. Jeremy Lindo, one of the umpires, says not out. And after 1, Houston Star having been sent in here. Not a bad start. Wanting 9 runs and over. Ian Thomas, good start here from Houston Stars.
Yes, it's a very good start here. 9 runs in the first over where, they're just looking at it. So it's a very good start. Adil with 7 from 5, looking pretty good. Raja is on 1 from a single delivery. So, very good start, and we're looking forward for a very good game today.
So, Rusty Tehran has been called upon to start things from the commentary box end. And so, the other semi-final will see Atlanta Fires as they take on Multan Sultan. And for those who might be wondering the strength of the tournament so far, we've seen Multan Sultan played impressively well. Somerset Cavaliers, this team fielding here, is one of the top favorites also. They're on paper. They are a very, very formidable opponent. And we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. Tehran, the pacer, the U.S. national pacer these days. And ball cut away. Good looking shot here from Saeed. And he picks up a run off the bowling of Rusty Tehran. So double figures on the board here.
Good going, and as you can see, Tehran, just getting the arm free, and very good first ball, a single. So I know the Cavaliers, they'll be looking to put in a very good performance here today, both in their batting and in the bowling. We have seen their batting last night. Unfortunately, they had to start all over today again, but good going.
So Ramiz Raja Jr. comes into strike. Rusty Tehran, and that's a good delivery. That's a dot ball. So Ramiz Raja Jr., no relation to the Ramiz Raja, who has turned commentator these days, having played for Pakistan at the international level.
Well fielded there by Sean Finley. Didn't see him much in the game yesterday, but he's out bright and early this morning, looking good in the outfield.
So coming down the track here by Ramiz Raja Jr. And a ball that goes through to the keeper. So good bowling so far. Good start here by Rusty Tehran.
Yes, pretty good start by the right arm fast bowler. He's picking his length pretty early, and that's a good line to be bowling at this time. We all know there's not much in the wicket for the bowlers, as the moisture, the ball been holding back all these 3 days. So pretty going.
Oh, straight into the hands of it appears to be Ashar Zaidi, and that's the end of Ramiz Raja Jr. So ball just pushed into the hands of the man at cover, and already Houston Star loses their first wicket. Ramiz Raja Jr. gone. It's 10 for 1.
Yes, very good bowling there by Tehran, and I was just talking about it. He found his length pretty early, and that was a very beautiful delivery, which brought him a wicket there. So I can tell you, this Somerset Cavalier, they have their game plan, whether they're bowling or batting. And as you can see, even with the field setting, field setting look pretty good, even though it's restricted in terms of the infield. But they're looking pretty good as a unit out there. So beautiful morning here in Fort Lauderdale. A little bit overcast, but we're hoping those clouds will move away and we'll have a sunny or a very good day for cricket, because we have 3 games to be played today. We have 2 semifinals and the finals later on. So thank you guys for watching, from all over the world on Mac TV. That's for those of you who are watching it live there. And for our Facebook fans, we also want to thank you guys for watching and sharing. We realize, the viewers, very much interested in cricket. So we have a lot of viewers around the world. So share it to as many as you can.
So Hamad Azam comes to the middle. Tehran, that's a good looking shot from Azam. He gets off the mark. A diving Sean Finley, making sure that the batsman stays for 1. And so Azam, he's off and running, and Ian Thomas, just to put things into perspective here, let's go to the home base of both teams. Somerset Cavaliers, of course, comes out of Somerset, New Jersey. So all those viewers watching from the New Jersey tri-state area, I want to say pleasant good morning, good Sunday morning to you. And of course, we want to take a time out to say special good morning also to Houston in Texas, Houston Stars. So the boys from Houston and the boys from Somerset Cavaliers in New Jersey, they're locked in a battle here. So 2 of us gone. It's 11 for 1.
Yes, beautiful over there by Tehran, who got a wicket, and only 2 runs conceded from his over. Very good going. 11 for 1 in the second over. That's a very good start to the morning.
So over the years, if we take a look at what has happened state-wise, for those teams that have won at the U.S. Open, Ian Thomas. So we saw in 2009 teams from Washington, D.C. And you'll see the winners, or the winners row, has really spread across the entire United States and even outside. In 2010, it was won by United Chargers out of New York, led by Steve Messiah back then. And then, of course, in, 2011 and 2012, it was won by an overseas team, Trinidad and Tobago. The likes of Shazam Baba, William Perkins, Adrian Ali, and a couple of the top Trinidadian players back then. And then in 2013, Houston made a big impact where they won by smart choice in 2013. And then in 2014, U.S. Tigers, a team probably based out of the Carolinas, won in 2014. 2015, it was all rained out, so honors going to rain. And then 2016, we saw the All-Stars, the U.S. All-Stars, a team based in Florida, Matt Qureshi's team. They won in 2016. 2017, it was Somerset Cavaliers team playing out in the middle. And in 2000 last year, 2018, it was won by California Bears. So I give you that long list just to give you an idea that the championship honors are really spread across the United States and even outside.
Definitely, you could see the diversity. You can see the cricket. It is growing here in the United States, and it's even been spread across. We have international teams coming in, and that's the beauty about this T20 competition that is put on by Mac Creashi here, the U.S. Open. It's bringing so much to this side of the region. South Florida, sunny South Florida. I see, we play a lot of cricket here, but it is good to welcome all these players from all around the USA and also overseas, and to have them here playing with our home-based players. It's a very good look.
So Najaf Shah, he will have good memory of the U.S. Open. In 2016, he played for the U.S. All-Stars, and they were winners. In 2017, he was part of the Somerset Cavaliers team, and this one has teed off from Azam and struck it well enough to go for a maximum, and that's a good-looking shot from Hamad Azam. It's 17 for 1.
Yes, a beautiful shot there by Azam over long on for 6 runs. He had total control of that. I think he picked up that ball pretty early, and he just went with it, and it went flying. 6 runs to him. Beautiful shot. 17 for 1 after 2.3 overs. We have a game on here, Lenny.
Yes, good looking shot here from Hamad Azam.
And he's bold. He's bold all over the place. So he went back for the same drive, the same shot, but I believe this one was just held back a little bit by the boulder. So with a little change of pace here, you see the fall of Azam for 7. It is Azam who been bowled. And it's actually an inside edge from the replay there. He went for the same shot, and it just a little slower, inside edge, and he's bowled. Well bowled there by Najaf Shah. Beauty of a delivery, brought him up a wicket, and that's the second wicket down. So the Houston Stars, 2 wickets down, 17 runs on the board. And remember, we are only playing 10 overs today, so it's 2.4 overs. Current run rate is 6.8. And if you've been with us over the past couple of days, you'll realize in this T10 version, par score, a reasonable score would be anywhere in the 115 to 120. So going at 6.4, I say that they need to step up the game a little and don't lose any more wicket this early.
So a couple of wickets have already gone down here. Adil is out with Mohamed Farouk. And so early pressure here on Houston Stars. We've seen Najaf Shah and Rusty Tehran picking up 1 apiece. And Najaf Shah is a quality bowler, having played at the international level briefly. A very tall man, still bowl with some bit of pace. And along with the height, Ian Thomas, nothing beats experience. And so he comes into this game as the captain, of course, with a very impeccable record in the U.S. Open, having played for 2 winning teams so far. Let's take a look. That's the first ball to Mohamed Farouk. So not a tidy delivery and not a tidy follow-up of the bowling of Najaf Shah. Very impressive U.S. Open honors. Won 2 years in a row, 2 different teams. And now he leads Somerset Cavaliers. Well put together side.
Good going by the captain himself there. Very good bowling. Even though he was hit for a 6 by Azam, he came back and he got him all out. And then he followed up with some beauty of a delivery to close his over. So it's now 18 for 2 in the 3rd over. And I'll say it's good going by the Cavaliers here. And we know what they are capable of in terms of their bowling and their batting. So as we see out there, they have this under control. 3 overs, 18 runs on the board, 2 wickets down. But it's cricket, and we have a game on hand here today.
So Nevin Stewart comes into the attack. And if Cavaliers win to the Ian Thomas, Nevin Stewart will be a winner in 2 consecutive tournaments with 2 different teams. Last year he played for California Bears, and he had an outstanding performance in the championship game. So he comes this year with Somerset Cavaliers, and he will come into bowl to Mohamed Farouk. Farouk is he's just come to the crease, and he starts with the ball going down the leg side, called a wide. And so an extra run here for your Houston Stars, and that ball will have to be reloaded again. 19 for 2. Let's take a look. Just over the shoulder of the batsman, heading down the leg side and straight into the gloves of Keenar Lewis.
Yes, that ball was...
So ball stroked into the offside, and Farouk picks up his second run.
Yes, so that ball was actually pitched outside, and it really cuts across the batsman and end up down the leg side for a wide. That's his earlier delivery, but then he came back with a beauty of a delivery, and I'll say good start here by Stewart. He's moving the ball, and he's getting the ball to come back into the batsman, and that may also pose some difficulty. So good bowling.
So Cavaliers winning the toss, and Ian Thomas, I get the feeling that the decision to chase really comes because of the weather that doesn't look promising at times. And of course, we all know if you're chasing and the match gets reduced, it probably benefits the chasing team or the team batting second when games are reduced to, let's say, 5 overs to get 60 runs.
Most often than not, it is more advantageous to the team that is batting last, and that would have been a very good decision there by the Cavaliers. And it seems like we have a run out here.
Yeah,
yes, we do. There's a run out.
So another wicket goes down. It's 20 for 3. Run out. Bit of good throw from Xavier Marshall. We'll walk you through the replay.
Yes, so Xavier Marshall, we know he's a very good fielder, very good all-rounder, and he was involved in this run out here. You know, perfect throw, and the batsman is walking back into the pavilion, and this spelled trouble for the... There we go, perfect throw, straight to the bowler, Stewart, who just take the ball to the stump. And that's another wicket down. So it's 20 for 3, 3.3 over. So a lot of pressure being applied here by the Cavaliers. You know, so team is under pressure. They say pressure bursts pipe, and that's what's happening right now. So the Houston Star, they're in a little bit of trouble with 3 wicket down.
So Adnan Haroon walks to the middle. And so the plan to bowl first here so far has worked out well for Somerset Cavaliers.
Yeah, very good decision by them. You know, they know that we had some rain last night, which stopped the game that they actually batted first. And coming back this morning, I think they weren't sure how the wicket would have played. So with the team that they have, I know they have an excellent batting lineup, good bowling. So I think the best choice would be to put the Houston Star in, and they did just that, and it's working out pretty well for them.
So Adnan Haroon, not a wide here, sent down by Somerset bowlers. Navin Stewart, very experienced player, and Ian Thomas having played briefly at the CPL level and has always been a player in the US Open for various teams, and actually that is what franchise cricket has really become. One day you're playing on the same team, and then the next tournament you're playing against some of your buddies. So exactly what we're seeing here. Navin Stewart came last year with California Bears, and today he's playing for Somerset Cavaliers, which incidentally were the 2 teams in the final last year.
So he's basically used to winning. So, and this year that may be a signal that he look out and see that this team may be the team to. Yes, so, looking out, he may have looked at this Cavalier team and said, this is a team that is a winner. So, I'm looking forward to them getting into the finals, and the way they're performing, they're doing pretty good.
Yeah, Shazam Babwa. Here's a ball that is making some bit of height here from Navin Stewart. And Shazam Babwa, one of the other players in this tournament, he plays for the Atlanta Fire, perhaps has one of the best player record in the U.S. Open in terms of successful teams. Shazam Babwa would have been captain of the Trinidad and Tobago team that won 2 years in a row, and then he was also part of the Smart Choice lineup. And so Shazam Babwa has, from a player's perspective, has gone on the winning stage more than any other player in this tournament. So 23 for 3, you see on your screen there. Haroon is on 1, Farouk is on 3. And after 4 overs, the Houston Stars haven't been sent in here. They're 23 for 3.
So the Houston Star is having difficulty finding the boundary, and in the T10 version, that is very important in terms of how often you find the boundary, because it's all about the runs on the board. So at this point, you would have expected them to at least be going at 8 and over. Instead, they are 5.8 per over. So I expect that the captain would have seen what's going on and send that message to pick it up, So from here on, let's see how the Houston Star will answer to such bowling by the Cavaliers. They're on top of their game.
So Akil Hussain given the ball, CPL player. And that's the other strength of Somerset Cavaliers. In addition to their top batters in the team, they have plenty of options to choose from bowling-wise, and Akil Hussain comes in with an already strong bowling lineup here for Somerset Cavaliers. So ball punched out towards the offside, Ian, and they're going just over 5 runs and over, perhaps closer to 6. But as you made a point, 10 over game, you wanna get up to 10 and 12 runs and over when your innings is finished. And so far, when you look at the numbers on the scorecard, these are numbers that Somerset Cavaliers will be very pleased with.
Definitely, they would be happy to see the way that the bowlers have approached this game this morning. They came out with a plan, and the plan is to restrict the Houston Star to the minimum score and at the same time getting wickets, and they're doing just that.
So quality over so far here from Akil Hussain, the leg spinner. He's a top spinner. He's a good player, having played at the top level in Trinidad and Tobago and having played in his CPL, so that has to count for something. So runs coming by singles here as Haroon and Farouk tries to navigate some rough waters here. Ian Thomas?
Yes, definitely some tough times here for the Houston Star, as Hussain really bowling spot on. No chance of boundary or hard hitting. He's not allowing the batsman to free their arms. And that's another beautiful delivery there by Hussain. So 25 runs, 3 wickets down. Just a delivery, and we're into the 5th over completed.
Yeah, Akil Hussain also played for the California Bears last year. So if Somerset Cavalier gets into the final, men like Akil Hussain will play his 2nd final in 2 years. Oh, that what an over here from Akil Hussain. Chance of a run out and an easy dismissal here. And Adnan Haroon has will walk back to the hut. It's 25 for 4. More trouble as we welcome our good friend Bilal into the com box with the news. Houston Stars are struggling here at 25 for 4. Easy dismissal, suicidal run perhaps. But a tidy over from Akil Hussein. Maybe Bilal. The pressure applied here by Akil Hussein has really caused some confusion in the batsman. Take a look.
Yes, so very good morning to all our viewers. Absolutely, throughout the over, batsmen were struggling for even singles. Mind you, it's a T10 game now, so they need more of boundaries. So the pressure applied really worked out, and easy run out at the end. So not a great start at this point for Stars. 25 for 4 after 5 overs. Let's see what they can bring to the table for the last 5 overs. Because in this format of the game, they definitely need a minimum run rate of 10 or 12 to make it a competitive game. We all know what Cavaliers have in terms of batting strength. So we have Zadie coming in. It's a long shot in the air and easy catch. Cotton ball, first ball. So it seemed like pressure is really getting to the Stars. One more wicket down. 25 for 5 after 5.1. So it seemed like the batsman didn't even want to hang around, just wanted to smack it, understanding that there's we were at 25 for 4. They had to go for it. Took his chance, but easy cotton ball for Zadie. All right, so that brings Bungish to the middle. Faraz Zadie getting the wicket. His first ball.
Yeah, 25 for 5. Saifullah Bangash comes out to the middle. Adnan Haroon will be the man on strike. A skyer of a catch. Good judgment by Ashar Zaidi, a county player who played for Essex last couple of years. Saw him play a match at Lords, and in fact got a man of the match actually when I saw that game. Essex taking on Middlesex at Lords, Vitality T20 Blast. And earlier this morning I had a chat with him, and he tells me that he's the coach or part of the coaching staff for the Hong Kong national team. So
there you go. So
not only as a player now, but like anything else, Bilal, when your playing days are over,
yep,
there's always so much other things you can be part of, and there's a big appeal here. We'll wait and see.
Yep. So this leg umpire questions being asked, and seemed like no movement, no signal from umpires. Also, there was a chance of run out on the previous delivery as well. So the pressure is really getting to the Houston Stars. They need to get this together quickly, otherwise they'll run out of time and wickets.
Yeah, it's been a stifling bowling performance here from Cavaliers. Chandrapal Hemraj, we saw Rusty Tehran, we saw Najaf Shaw, we saw Navin Stewart, and now Ashar Zaidi, not to forget Akil Hussein, and every bowler has really given a good display so far.
Yeah, Absolutely. Also, yesterday we were talking about this regarding Houston Stars, their batting woes, because I mean they're more of a bowling team than a batting, and then it is showing up today in this shorter format. And a reverse sweep, really bringing 2 runs. It's a good shot. Rambangush took his chances, but they definitely need some boundaries. But the quality of bowling is a big obstacle for Houston Stars at this point.
Yeah, Bilal, and Friday when we came here, myself, Ian Thomas, Vinod, and Ahmad Rana, the other commentators, we were making the point that in a 10-over game, you're likely to see teams batting out 10 overs rather than getting 10 wickets lost. But you look at the scorecard today, it's 29 for 5. There's still 24 balls remaining. You never know.
Yes.
And if this happened, it will probably be the first time in the stadium that a team has been bowled out in a 10-over encounter. 29 for 5.
So, the turnaround basically for Houston Stars was the wicket of Hamad Azam. They were banking on him big time. He's a quality all-rounder, more of a batting all-rounder. And I think, he had hit a 6, but got excited on the very next delivery. So that was definitely a turning point for Houston Stars. But Cavaliers, kudos to them not to take away for what they have brought to the table this morning. All right, so San is back in now. The current run rate at 4.7. You see that there was sort of fielder scrambling for ball last delivery. San coming in again. Haroon. It's another single towards point area. So run rate at 4.9 now, and we're into the 7th over.
So 30 on the board, 23 balls, maybe 22 balls remaining, but Hussein is the man operating here. He runs in.
Yep. So ball is in the air and all the way to the backward point, didn't carry. So one more run, otherwise it would have been one more wicket down. So keeping things simple, Hussein, he knows that Cavaliers are on top of their game, so he's not letting the guard down. So we see Haroon again facing Hussein. So there's another chance to run out. No, so batsman had to go back. So no loose deliveries here. And Houston Stars struggling to find boundaries.
Yeah, 32 for 5. We've seen a small little partnership here between Haroon and Bangash.
Yeah, partnership of 7. This time it goes towards the gully area. One more run added to Houston Stars. And now we're 33 for 5. One more ball to go for Hussein for this over. Let's see if Stars can find a boundary somewhere.
Yeah, Hussein has been tidy in this over so far. He's only gone for 4 singles. Ball cut away. Sean Finley can't prevent a single. And a single that closes out over number 7 here. And Bilal, we'll take a quick break from you and bringing Fiza,
Sure.
one of our a couple of female commentators on the event this season. And so Fiza, welcome to the US Open semi-final with the news that Houston Stars, you look at the board here, they're struggling.
Yes, definitely. I think Somerset did the right thing to win the toss and they decided to ball first. And they've been pretty successful with their plan. That's a pretty low score.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Somerset Cavaliers might have been disappointed last night, first of all, that that match didn't play out. 129 off 15 overs was a very good score for them, but because of weather, we had a complete new game, complete replay, chance of a run out, and another wicket goes down. Look at that.
That was a clear confusion running between the wickets, and I think they're pretty much panicked right now. This is what the loss of wickets does. It just panics the whole batting lineup.
So another wicket goes down. It's 34 for 6. And we'll try to get some walkthrough on the replay when it comes. But trouble here for Houston Stars. And so far it's been no contest against this powerful put-together Somerset Cavaliers team.
I think Houston Stars just need to come up with a strategy, just keep things pretty simple and just rotate the strike instead of losing more wickets, because they need to have some runs on the board. And with just 3 overs left, they need to just keep things really, really simple instead of losing more wickets.
So Umar Gul comes to the middle, and Fiza, sometimes as commentators we are up here very high in the comm box, and we depend on the short numbers of the players to really figure them out. But they're over time, and you will know over time, sometimes you know by just a player walks and Umar Gul comes out, and I can know Umar Gul, or I can pick out Umar Gul having played at the international level. I know how he walks. Very tall man, very lanky guy, and he comes to the middle here with Houston Star in a lot of trouble here. 34 for 6 in the 8th over.
All right, Fizza, we do see that Houston Stars are struggling big time to find runs. Now the tail-enders are in, sort of, but in a T10 game, you cannot really call them tail-enders because they can still swing their bats.
Yes, definitely. I think everyone has to play their role, and you need to have a really deep batting lineup to basically take the team out of the such crunching situations, because they don't have much runs on the board, and that will be a psychological advantage for Somerset.
Absolutely. So Umar Gul now is in. We know that he can swing his bat, probably fit for this format. We'll see what he can do, if he can smack a few sixes for Houston Stars to bring some stability, but we are into over number 8 now.
Yes, Umar Gul is a great all-rounder, and it will just be a test of nerves. But he just lost his wicket right now.
There you go. So it seemed like Umar Gul just could not play it through, was double-minded. That resulted in losing his wicket. So Umar Gul is gone. So wicket number 7, and current run rate at 4.6. Yep. So probably a record-breaking stuff here in the tournament. First time a team will be bowled out within the 10 overs, especially in this format. So we have new man walking in, Amir Ahmed.
I think Houston Stars haven't really adjusted to the pitch conditions, and maybe they didn't have a solid plan because it rained and the pitch, the ball is pretty much Somerset have a really good bowling attack. They are trying to bowl slow and beat the bat of the Houston Star batsmen, and this is what's happening. They're just trying to swing the bat, which is not a good strategy.
Yes. Overcast conditions definitely helped Cavaliers. Houston Stars, like I said, the turning point was Hamad Azam playing a rash shot because they were banking on him big time, and after losing Hamad Azam's wicket, they never made a comeback. So last few overs left now, and Ahmed comes in, face Zadie. So it's really hard at this point, and another great delivery by Zadie.
Well, the captain will have to do his job and just take the team further. And there only a couple of overs left for the first innings.
So last 2 overs, we should see some action in here. Ahmed and Bungash are the 2 batsmen out there. In the last wicket, Omar Gul, as we saw, caught and ball by Zadie. He already got 2 wickets in here. So Zadie is doing his part, and now we got over number 9 that's about to start. Houston Stars running out of time.
Yeah, and I think one thing we can learn from this game is that even if you have a very, very strong team, obviously they have big names in the lineup, Houston Stars, but you cannot solely rely on any big name. It has to be the execution of the cricketing skills in the end, and whoever plays better wins the game and has an advantage.
Yes. So Stars started lineup. You have Omar Gul, Sohail Khan, Ahmad Azam, Ramiz Raja Jr., and then now at the end you are 36 for 7. See, whitish long off. That was a shot played by Ahmed, and then now 37 for 7.
I think Somerset have been really successful in restricting the batters from even opening up their arms, and that frustrates any batsman if they're not allowed to play their shots with such good bowling, and the pitch is also supporting the bowlers as well.
Yep, Chandrapal, and it went all the way to deep mid-wicket area, and overthrow has cost extra run for the Cavaliers. We're up to 39 for 7. Nominal score seemed like for Cavaliers, but we'll see. Anything can happen in a T10 format.
Yes, definitely. I think Houston will need to have a comeback and come up with a very improved plan to restrict Somerset with such a low total, which looks like they won't be able to grab a lot of runs now with limited overs left now.
Yes. So Chandrapal again continuing. And he'll be bowling to Ahmed, a strange looking shot, last delivery. Got beaten again. So he's keeping his line outside the off stump, and Ahmed is struggling to put the bat on the ball, because that's what they need if they want to score some runs.
I think they're trying to play the predetermined shots over here instead of going with the line of the ball, and which is why they're missing a lot of balls over here. And this is something they couldn't afford right now.
Yeah, Chandrapal finishes his over. None for 11 in his 2 overs. Now we're into the last over. Houston Stars, 39 for 7. We'll see if they can get to the magic mark of 50. But right now, current run rate at 4.3. And it may well be easy chase for Cavaliers, but we'll have to wait and see, because Houston Stars, they still have Sohail Khan, Ahmad Azam, and they have those. If they can come to the party along with Omar Gul, it may not be easier, but 39 for 7 after 9 doesn't look good for Houston Stars.
Yes, definitely. I think they'll just need to utilize the experience they have and just come up with an innovative plan to restrict the Somerset batting line in a similar way. That was a great shot.
Great shot. Uppercut by Bungash. Ball bounced. He was ready for it and put a bat to it. And as I said before, if you want to score runs, you'll have to put bat to the ball. And it went all the way to the backward point for 6 runs. And we're at 45 for 7 now. This is what was needed for ever since they lost Ahmad Azam. But we see the first boundary scored in a long time.
Yes, I think Somerset have been really successful in bowling in a very intelligent way, because they're not giving away a lot of bad balls, because just we saw that if you give them width, the batters are going to play their shots. But if you ball to the line, this is what will restrict the runs.
Yep. See. Nice attempt by Stewart for cotton bowl, but 1 extra run added. And now Ahmed comes to the crease. And it seemed like Bungash is trying to give him advice to either take a single to bring him back on now that he's able to put the bat on the ball to get some added runs for Houston Stars.
Yeah, I think that would be a great strategy, because Bungash seems to be settled now, and he would need as much strike as possible with only 3 balls left now in the innings.
Yeah, so the short point area, 1 extra run added to Houston Stars, and that will bring Bungish back on strike. And he seemed like in his last over swinging the bat very well. Stewart runs in, and that was a hot shot, and
That was a great piece of fielding.
Great fielding, and then it went for overthrow.
That's another wicket.
Yeah, so easy run out.
The captain goes.
Yeah, so he sacrificed for Bungish, so Bungish can face a few more deliveries in this last over, because that's what Houston Stars would want, Bungish to swing his bat and hit a few more boundaries. So there's a replay. So there was width on offer. Great piece of fielding to back. Resulted in sort of mini overthrow, but wicketkeeper really recovered, and at the end it was easy run out for Stewart. We got 2 more balls to go, and Bungish is the one facing, and see Zadie comes into the middle now. And Stewart to Bungish, and swing and a miss.
That again was looking like a pre-planned shot.
Slower delivery by Stewart deceived Bungish. He was looking for pace like he found on the first delivery. But this time around, Stewart, he adjusted his pace. So we'll see what the last ball will bring. And here he comes, Stewart again to Bungish. Swings his bat. It's high in the air, cotton ball chance, and Stewart will not miss out on that one. So 1 more wicket down. 40. So now Bungish is the man who got out.
I think Somerset captain has been an instrumental figure and a great influence in this innings with his clear-minded thinking and approach. He has led from the front.
There you go. So as you can see in the replay, skyrocketed. Got the elevation, but not the distance. And easy catch for Stewart. And it looks easier, but when the ball comes down swirling, it's been there, done that. I know if you lose focus, you can easily drop those type of catches. But
Yes.
Stewart made it look easier. So after the 10 overs have been completed, for Houston Stars, they are 49 for 9, and Cavaliers will have to get ready quickly to chase down 49 runs in their allotted 10 overs. We're also keeping our fingers crossed in terms of weather forecast. It's been cloudy. I know we didn't have a great run into semis, but we're hoping for the best. So we go Adil. So looking at the scorecard, Adil run out. He scored 8 runs. Ramiz Raja Jr. scored 1. Hamad Azam, that was a key wicket there, scored 7 runs, bowled by Najaf Shah. Farooq was run out by Lewis, scored 4 runs. Another run out, Haroon, scored 5. Sohail Khan was caught and bowled by Zadie, didn't even open his bank. Bungish was the last one to go. And then we have bowling figures. Chandrapal, none for 11 in 2 overs. Duran, 1 for 2. Najaf Shah, 1 for 7. Stewart, 1 for 14. Hossain, none for 7. And Zadie, 2 for 6. Everybody bowled and came to the party for Cavaliers. And now we'll see how they will go about their chasing down nominal 49 runs. So, Fiza, what do you think overall first innings? How did it go?
I think that it was a bit disappointing because we were hoping for a competitive cricket, but Somerset have been really brilliant with the bowling and fielding itself. It will just be tricky for Houston Stars to defend such a low total and score, get them out before 50. I think that seems to be really hard though.
Yes, so at this point, we'll see how things go. But always we also need to keep in mind Stars started bowling lineup for Houston Stars. You have Omar Gul, Sohail Khan, Hamad Azam, and those guys then can come in, and if they can get their Yorkers right, things won't be easier for Cavaliers. But we also know that they have strong batting lineup. So we'll take a short break now and then come back as soon as the innings begin for Cavaliers, and they'll start the chase.
Welcome back to our fans who are watching live on Mac TV and our fans on Facebook. We just want to thank you guys for watching and sharing. And inside of the commentary box here, I have with me no other than the great Lenny Archibald. And we'll be bringing you full coverage of this, the very first semifinal, where we see the Houston Star went to bat early, and they had a total of 49 in their allotted 10 overs, and the Cavaliers, the Somerset Cavaliers, have 50 to be made in 10 overs. So with this game on, I think the Cavaliers is just going to go out there and go at it. What do you think, Lenny?
Thank you, Ian Thomas. Welcome back for the chase. Should we call this a chase? I mean, 50 runs in 10 overs with the likes of Keenar Lewis, Chandrapal Hemraj out in the middle. Not so much of a chase, I would say, but just trying to get 50 runs. So Keenar Lewis, who has had a good U.S. tournament, U.S. Open tournament, and Ian Thomas, we saw him last night plundering away. He made 46 in the abandoned game last night, in which Somerset Cavaliers posted 129 off their 15 overs. So they'll be fancying their chance to get into another final. And when I say another final, it'll be the third final in 3 years. You can't want a better result than that, Ian Thomas. 3 years, three years into the final, but this one still not official to call. But you'll have to say that they're favorites at the point.
Well, it's cricket, but with this total, that's the lowest score over the past 3 days inside of the stadium. And knowing the lights of the Cavalier team, you know they have batting that goes deep in. And I just believe it that they will do this the most 6 overs, but we're not calling it. But, you know, good going, especially Keenar Lewis. He been batting very well, as you mentioned, overnight last night. He made some very valuable runs, quick runs. His timing was on. He was just at his best. So this morning, we expect similar thing from Keenar.
So we'll be the man on strike. Things will ball off here as Keenar Lewis and Chandrapal Hemraj has come to the middle. 50 runs is the target, and they've got 60 balls. Here's the first ball. Lewis is defending, realizing that perhaps not a big asking here. The run rate just over 5 and over to win and get into the final. And so you'll have to say no pressure on the batsman at all. He gets things going here for the Cavaliers and brings the young, exciting left-hander out of Guyana on to strike. Chandrapal Hemraj, he's played briefly at the international level, but more importantly, he's made a name for himself with the Guyana Amazon Warriors this year. Had a very good season with them. And so Guyana Amazon Warrior getting into the final this year.
Yeah, Chandrapal Hemraj is a very, very useful player overall with the bat and with the ball, and we expect him to do well here today. You know, he's been playing very good cricket over the years, and we have seen him, you know, with the Guyana team, and he's looking pretty good. And today we expect similar things. So between him and Keenar Lewis at the wickets, you know, we believe they will get things going pretty easy. Quick single there by Keenar, which, you know, get his scoring on the board. So good game.
Yeah, both of these batsmen, Keenar Lewis and Chandrapal Hemraj, are first-class player out of the Caribbean, the West Indies League. Ball defended here by Hemraj. Just a couple of runs on the board so far, so we're still into the first over.
Well, with the start that we see here from the Somerset Cavaliers, it seems like they're planning to take at least an over to look at it. You know, what happened, why the Stars, as the Houston Stars, got such little score. They're assessing the wicket, I'll say, and they're taking the singles, which is good.
Yeah, Mohammed Farouk is the bowler. And so 3 runs on the board so far. Hemraj on 1, Kinar Lewis on 1, and we've seen 1 wide. So not a bad start here from Mohammed Farouk. He's been relatively tidy. But this one to defend just, 47 more runs from 55 balls is going to be a tough one. Oh, there we go. The Kinar Lewis that we know swinging a ball towards the square leg area, and it goes away for a maximum.
So right away you see Kinar Lewis. He believed he had enough of it, you know, and he just decided to take it to the bowler, and you could see a clean hit, 6 runs to him.
Yeah, going down on one knee and just swinging and swinging hard. He hits the ball hard, and he picks up a maximum. His good form continues in this series. He's up to 7. Hemraj is on 1. It's 9 without loss.
So good start here by the Cavaliers. As we say, the chase is just 49 runs. They need to get 50. So there's no haste. But with the weather, I really believe they will be looking at that factor, as last night they started and they got their batting in, you know, made 129, I believe. And that game basically was abandoned because the Houston Star did not get to reply. So this morning it's all started over, and it's now a 10-10 affair. So it's good cricket here in Fort Lauderdale, you know, the Broward Stadium.
So Chandrapal Hemraj, he's on 1, the man on strike. Kinar Lewis is on 7, the non-striker. And Sohail Khan will come into bowl to the left-hander. Oh, a slashing shot through the offside, off the bat of Hemraj. And he goes quickly away for 4. No pressure at all there on Hemraj. It's 13 on the board.
Beautiful shot there by Chandrapal Hemraj, you know, straight over the point and into the boundary. Well executed, and it's a good boundary for him.
Yeah, ball wide outside the off stump, and a lovely execution of a shot here from Hemraj. Again through the offside, and this one goes a little bit more straighter. Same result though, and it goes away for 4. 17 on the board. Hemraj goes up to 9. Kinar Lewis is on 6, is 17. Yeah, take a look at that. A little bit more straighter, and a powerful flow of the bat. Well struck, 4 runs.
So definitely both batsmen would have seen what's happening in the very first over, and they begun the journey in terms of taking it to the bowler. So pretty good batting here from Chandrapal. And another one that is running down to the boundary for 4 runs.
So that one goes away for 4. Chandrapal Hemraj goes up to 13. It's 21 on the board. We're into the second over.
Yes, so 21 without loss, and we're in the second over. Good going by Kinar Lewis and Chandrapal Hemraj. 11 runs, I believe. So pretty going by both batsmen. You know, they know what is required of them, and they're doing a pretty good job right now.
Oh, this one is pulled into the onside. Another maximum. Chandrapal Hemraj picks up another boundary. His first 6. And that's a good-looking shot from a very poor delivery here from Sohail Khan.
That was a beauty of a shot. He just heaved that all the way over mid-wicket. 6 runs to him.
Yeah, good-looking shot from Hemraj.
That ball just weighed up, sit up, and waiting to be hit. And it was well executed. That was a power of a shot there by Chandrapal, which take his tally up to 19 from 7. So it's
So the other semi-final will see Multan Sultan take on Atlanta Fires. And that's coming up next, with what seemingly looks like a Somerset Cavaliers getting into another final. Bowled him, so Sohail Khan has taken out Chandrapal Hemraj. He falls for 1927 for 1.
Good response here by Sohail Khan. Very experienced bowler, and even though he was hit for 6, he held his composure and he bowled a perfect ball straight on the stump, and that's the end of Chandrapal. But good play, 19 from 8. So the Cavaliers finally lose their first wicket at 27 for 1, and it's over number 2. It's 1.5 over being bowled so far. So if you're wondering about the condition here, it's still a bit overcast. I know this weekend being a rainy weekend, we've been having the covers on and off, but this morning we're off to a pretty good start. We have 3 games, which would be the 2 semifinals and the finals coming up later on. So we're expecting the rain to stay away and the clouds to move away, and we're just expecting some lovely cricket here at Broward Stadium. This been put on by Mark Creashi, and it's the US T20, but we have to reduce it to 10 overs due to the weather.
So away is Zia, comes to the middle and quickly gets off the mark. And so 28 for 1 at the end of 2. They've lost the wicket of Chandrapal Hemraj for 19 in quick time, just off 8 balls.
So Chandrapal, he did not waste any time, so that is very welcomed runs from him. 19 runs in 8 balls. You could not ask for more. He did not waste any of the balls out there. So pretty good going by the Cavaliers team, and they're evenly posed at 28 for 1, and we just completed the second over. So we may have this game finishing in the 5th over.
Yeah, it has been a very good a couple of days here for Cavaliers. They played well enough yesterday to start with, and they're really enjoying a very good day in the semi-final here, a game in which they should win. As Umar Gul, can he spark an amazing collapse here for Somerset Cavaliers? As away is Zia, top player out of Pakistan. And Zia might have played at the international level, if I'm not mistaken. So he gets another run, picks up a couple. And so he's up to 2. It's 29 for 1.
Yes, so Omar Gul is a very experienced bowler. He's no stranger to the game of cricket, playing their game all over the world. Very good player, very good bowler, very much experienced. And it's going to take some excellent delivery from him to really stop the Cavaliers from taking this one. Personally, I don't think that was good enough of a score total by the Houston Star to challenge this Cavalier team, not with the batting team that they have here.
So Umar Gul, a man who has played at the highest level for Pakistan. Ball going down the leg side, so Kinar Lewis receives an unfair delivery. He remains on 7. He has struck the ball nicely, Kinar Lewis, last night. We were treated with some good-looking shots from Kinar Lewis. He's a strong hitter of the ball. As Umar Gul turns in the distance and makes his U-turn at the top of his mark.
Well played there by Kinar Lewis. Very good ball by Omar Gul. And it was played back to the bowler. And the mid-off fielder just came around and collect. So no single there. Pretty good ball and well respected by Kenar Lewis. So two very experienced cricketers.
So Kenar Lewis drives this one straight down towards the wide mid-off area. And he finally breaks the jinx of some tidy bowling from Omar Gul. So he picks up another boundary.
Yes, so this is what is expected from Kenar Lewis. He will watch you bowl a good ball. He's going to play the ball to the merit. But once you're off, he's going to give it the punishment it deserves. And Omar Gul just went up just too much in his half. And that was a beauty of a shot into the boundary for 4 runs. So good going by the Cavaliers team here. 34 for 1, 2.3 over. They're pretty much on top of this game.
So wide is the signal. Big appeal from Omar Gul and company. Let's take a look here. So wide is the call. 35 for 1. And Omar Gul working up some bit of pace here. He's known for that. Runs in again to Kenar Lewis. Oh, Lewis has teed off here. Sky that one. It's over the mid-wicket area. And it goes away for another maximum here at the Broward County Stadium.
So Kenar Lewis is picking up from where he left off last night. We have seen what he's capable of doing. Some very big sixes all around the ground. And he's just doing that this morning again. Repeating what he did last night, even to Omar Gul. Very useful batsman here. And did he have a go at that one? 6 was written all over it.
Yeah, you get the feeling that it was going to be a little bit more personal than just hitting a 6 because a couple of big stares from Omar Gul, Kenar Lewis, just trying to come back with a big shot. And let's see the contest here again. A better ball. Good comeback here from Gul. Not a lot of runs to bowl that, so we've got to be fair to the bowling unit now of Houston Stars. How do you defend 50 runs from 60 balls with a powerful lineup of Somerset Cavaliers brings to the table?
It's very difficult. With that total, it's always going to be an uphill task to defend. As a bowler, with that runs, you're walking out there, you have a task at hand. If you're going to restrict any team under 50 runs, it's going to take, I'll say, a miracle most time to do it, even though it's a game of cricket. But very rarely have you seen a team being bowled out for less than 50 in a T10. It's very hard to even get all 10 wickets. So we have a bit of gathering there in the wicket. So it's 42 for 1, and the target is 49. So the Somerset Cavaliers need just 8 more runs to claim this semi-final and claim their spot in the finals. So we can see Omar Gul putting a lot into it. He's giving it his all, even though it's not much to defend. That was a well-targeted bouncer there that he had on Zia. Zia was lucky. He was able to get out of it, and he went down and actually knocked fist with Omar Gul. Must be saying that's a very good ball there, man.
So Faraz Zaidi comes into the attack here, 42 on the board. 8 runs will get Cavaliers into another final They're third in 3 years. Kinar Lewis, he's had a good season. Came off a 46 last night. And he goes up to 19. So writing on the wall here for Houston Stars. And some 28 teams started on Friday. In fact, on Thursday, if we had games outside the stadium, and so we're all down now to the final four, and soon it will be just 3 teams, and then 2, and then 1.
Yes, so we have had some lovely cricket over the weekend. Thursday there was no play inside of the stadium, but that did not prevented some play on the outside. So we managed to get in a lot of the games on the outfields, but the inside of the stadium there were no game. But then on Friday we had a full house. We saw a lot of game here that was full of excitement, and it continues this morning.
Oh, this one is launched into the stands. Very close to that. And that's a big shot from Away's Zaya. So their scores are leveled now, I think. Yes, it is. So 49 for 1.
That was a massive 6 there by Zia. The bowler came, gave it a lot of air, and he got under it, and he did hike it way down to 441. I think they will have to send probably a airplane to go and fetch that one. It's gone all the way. So very big hit there by Zia. As I said, this Cavalier team, they're not wasting any time. They're just taking it.
So Multan Sultan will come up against Atlanta Fire. And that's another big team to watch in this tournament. Multan Sultan, part of the Pakistan Super League brand, merging with some of the players from the US All-Stars. US All-Stars, as we know, has been a powerful lineup over the years. So now, with the merging with Multan Sultan for this series, that's going to be an even more powerful lineup. So 49 for 1 here. 4 overs gone, with Kinar Lewis and Away's Zia out in the middle.
So with that over, it's gonna allow Kinar Lewis to finish this one, and what a way to finish. He seems to be the leading batsman for the Cavaliers, and he's gonna take them into the finals. We are not sure how it's gonna be going, if it's gonna end with a single, a 4, or a 6. So let's see how Kinar Lewis chooses to finish this game here. But one thing I can say, they will be in the finals. I think the bowler had the better of us here, Instead of allowing Kinar to hit him over the boundary for 6, he decided to just spread it wide. What do you think about that one, Lenny?
Yeah, it's always wide. Has always been a factor in many games. So Ahmed has had enough of the downside of a very poor performance here from Houston Stars. So there we go. Yeah, looking to warm up and giving them an easy victory in the end. Not that Cavalier hasn't worked for that. In fact, they bowled impressively well to restrict Houston Stars. So that's the boys there. Thanks for coming to another US Open. So that's the look at the scorecard. Lewis again among the runs. And the Indians actually got a jump start from Chandrapal Hemraj, who picked up 19 from just 8 balls. Always going to be tough for the bowlers, asking them to restrict a team for under 50 runs from 60 ball was always going to be something almost of an impossible task. And you look at the bowling there, Umar Gul went for 14, Sohail Khan went for 19. And that's the situation here. So Houston Stars, we'll have to say goodbye to them and welcome Somerset Cavaliers into the final once again. Ian Thomas. The next match, Multan Sultan comes up against Atlanta Fire. So just don't go away. Lots of good cricket, quality cricket. And and we're down to the business end of the tournament.